And my heart goes boom, boom, boom. And my heart goes boom, boom, boom.
And good evening. Welcome to Boom TV Business Hour with myself, Joel Blake. Thank you for being here this evening to join us as we interview the wonderful Aisha Khan. How are you?
Hi Joel, I'm not too bad today.
Fantastic. I mean, today, just want to get an opportunity to learn more about you, about your work history, who's the person behind this vivacious businesswoman that we see, and to get more of an idea in terms of where you want to go in the future. What are your plans? What are your passions? What are the things that are going to take you forward into the future? So, who's Aisha?
Who's Aisha? Aisha's me, 45-year-old woman with, like us all, a varied and huge breadth of experience that, just comes with life. Had a lot of challenges, had a lot of situations that I've worked through, a lot of work experience, retail management, working with SMEs, managing director of a couple of limited companies.
Fantastic. Really varied
huge,
history.
diverse.
A lot of experience.
Absolutely, a huge amount of diverse experience. Probably lacks focus.
We'll get onto that in a short while.
Yeah, but Aisha's this girl this woman. Can't say girl anymore, can I? Betrays my. A woman who's always had a dream, always had a dream on hold. A woman who maybe was, told too many times to stop dreaming, and someone who was as rebellious as me, as I am, took that to heart and refused adamantly to stop dreaming, so continues to dream.
I mean, that thing around female entrepreneurship and how people perceive women in business today, we'll get to in a short while. But what I'd be really interested to know is about your passions for business. You talk about being rebellious, and you had this kind of starting point of this.
We have kind of similar backgrounds. That I'm the daughter of an English woman and a Pakistani man, so first generation came here in the Midlands, faced those challenges, and they molded me to be, who I am today.
It's about survival and instinct
and
drive.
Absolutely, and also thank God, and I've been blessed with a very diverse life. Travelled a lot when I was young, travelled back to Pakistan. And, my focus, also had the experience in the business world to realise that that wasn't my passion.
Okay.
Figures don't do it for me. I know, they do
yeah.
it for a lot of people. But, figures have never been, my passion. So I sort of exhausted my ability to deal anymore with the normal commercial business.
What did you dislike about the world of commercial business? Because, for many entrepreneurs...
I didn't dislike it, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I actually loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't like what I was becoming.
Okay.
Profit-focused, figure-focused, bottom-line focused.
Yeah.
Everything that I was passionate about, that pushed me to wake up in the morning, which I'm not, really a person who enjoys getting up early in the morning.
You wanted that freedom.
I was very bohemian, but I did,
Mm.
because I was passionate about business. The higher I got in business and the more experience I got, I felt myself being removed from what was the actual reason why I wanted to do.
And what was that reason? Why did you want to get into business?
I am very impassioned by humans, by human need, by seeing beyond a person's perceived ideas of what a person is capable of. I like pushing boundaries. I was brought up in a time where you were, as a woman, as well as being half English, half Pakistani, with Jamaican children, you're constantly being challenged. You're constantly being associated with labels, none of which might apply, some of which may apply, but none of which that actually have any relevance for me. So my passion was about, seeing that core person, the employee, intrinsically having to make that their skills work best for them. I tended to find in the businesses I worked with, through my approach to the employees, all the good people left and moved on, because I explained to them that they were working, far below their skill sets and their abilities, and got them into retraining programs, got them into education, and then went to the accountant meetings and realised I wasn't actually that interested whether the percentage of profits on our expenditure list had risen by 4.5% in the last quarter.
All that exciting stuff. Yep.
Yeah, and I used to sit there, regularly with my accountant saying, look, I actually pay an accountant to do the job and to know the sensible and every aspect of it. But me personally, I'll sit here and not be interested. I'll bring the money in, you sort that out.
So you're beginning to find your place in the world of work, but not find your place in the sense that it wasn't where you felt comfortable, but you knew you could do the job and do the job well.
Yeah, and I could do the job. It was something that I'd got the experience with. It wasn't challenging me anymore. And where, at that stage and at that position, had I continued to work with those businesses, it would have become more and more focused on all the parts of the business that didn't really impassion me.
Do you feel being a female played into that? Do you think that was a challenge for you in that way?
Particularly the industry that I worked in was security.
Of course, okay.
So it is a very male-dominated industry. Yeah. So yes, there are certain challenges. I think I probably had certain challenges based on my personality, that I had to change. It was another one of the challenges that we face. One of my business mentors always said to me that your challenges are just your training to see what you can overcome and perceive to be the outcomes, to achieve outcomes and to, overcome them. So challenges I've always sort of viewed as training. It's my gym, business gym.
Yeah, I like that. Challenges are your business gym.
Business. I like that. So, I always thought that this was my sort of combat zone, and the bigger the challenge, my focus was always on how to positively get beyond that. Regardless of whether you win or fail. The biggest lessons that I've had in life have been through abject failure, going to meetings totally unprepared, being asked for figures and thinking, I can babble my way out of this, and hardcore businessmen don't want to hear talk.
Cut to the quick, cut to the chase.
Nice outfit always did work a little, but never enough to be able to actually get that contract signed. So
there was this. This rebellious side of you not being the opportunity to come out. So what happened when you left the world of work? So what did you go into? What
happened when I left the world of work? I spent a good couple of years trying to find myself, dealing with, some other family issues, dealing with some issues. And actually the benefit was that it gave me the time to actually explore myself and explore where I wanted to live. And I used that time for that purpose. So I travelled a lot in Pakistan, reignited relationships and my passion for Pakistan and Southeast Asia. Travelled quite a lot and sort of re-inspired myself and took some time out to work out, well, Aisha, you've ticked that box. Now you can run a business, now as a woman,
now it's time to find you.
Yeah, but you're still not doing what you want to do. So went to Pakistan, spent a couple of years there, came back. Unfortunately, as with most people, life and family life causes a little left field balls. My mother passed on during that period, and a couple of issues, and then thought, right, but it was nice because it actually provided me with that time out to recharge.
How did you find that period of recharging? Because, in business, people often talk about, putting on your game face and going into the office and kind of being in the boardroom and do what you have to do. And quite often we forget that we're human beings.
Yeah.
And, you go home and you can take off the day and you can say, right, okay, I can relax and, take the time to relax and reflect. But how many times did you feel that you weren't able to do that? Were you really able to relax in that environment and in that time of transition and change? Were you really able to? I
don't think relaxing is actually incumbent on the getting the most out of that period of transition. Okay. I needed to open my eyes. Okay. I needed to stare, in the reality of certain situations. So you needed that kind of intense reality. Absolutely. Okay. And so to me, the introspection that I needed to decide where I wanted to go moving forward was to actually shock the system. Yeah. So I took myself out to Pakistan and interacted with a few social enterprise causes that inspired me, saw the need, put myself in a position where I actually went out and looked for what the need was with, you know, a country that I'm passionately, very passionate about.
How do you find that experience? Because again, the whole transition of lifestyle and opportunity and learning, like,
It's something I was used to. It's
Yeah.
Pakistan's always been a country, you know, that I've got a very active involvement, lived there for quite a few years. Again, it inspired me. It made me realize that regardless of your current situation, regardless of, you know, my issues that were going on at that point in my life, I had so much more and so much more ability, so much more opportunities, and opportunities to make intrinsic change
Yes,
to
yes.
people's lives who actually, you know, are really suffering. I stopped bitching. I stopped complaining.
Wow.
I started, you know, to value the things and look at the opportunities in England and in the West that, you know, at times we flippantly accept without actually realizing that these are opportunities denied to 80, you know, 70
so
to
many
80%
people,
of the
yeah.
world.
And the things that I guess sometimes we can take things for granted and don't realize that there's a whole world outside of our world,
Absolutely.
and we have to kind of learn to embrace and accept that our normality is not necessarily somebody else's. And
Absolutely. So I re-reminded myself, you know, that it was not the worst time in my life, and you know, there was more challenges that needed to come. So,
Well, you know, I'm really, really interested in really getting deeper into that insight that you had about yourself and the opportunity. And what I'd like to do maybe is just before we go for a break and we really get into that, what I'd really like to just ask you is, what would you say would be the greatest lesson you've learned so far? And then we'll talk about the future when we
get
come
back up again.
Get back up again. I like
Stand strong, get back up again.
So we're going to talk about that after this short break. Thank you.
And my heart goes boom, boom, boom. And my heart goes boom, boom, boom. Hey!
So welcome back to Business Hour with myself, Joel Blake, and the wonderful Aisha Khan. So before the break, we were talking about lessons that you've learned so far in your life and how that's kind of fueling you into the next phase of Aisha. And you talked about the notion of getting back up, you know,
Yes.
when you face yourself in situations, you know, such a strong, powerful message.
I think, you know, as you know, there's 101 million different challenges, mentor advice that we get given, 101 words of wisdom. All of them involve getting back up again. You know, all of them involved empowerment. So just get back up. Get back up, believe in yourself.
But what if there's that person who believes they fervently believe they cannot, they're so closed off from themselves that they believe that they can't get back up? You know, how does that advice ring with them?
How does that advice ring with them? That's what mentors are in place. That's why people slightly at a different stage on their journey provide the inspiration for those people. You know, there are 100 services where, you know, available like that, but sometimes it's the person, you know, you least expect it from. Just that one person, you know, is needed to change a whole person's life.
And that person may not even be someone who you might think it may be.
Absolutely.
It may just be a situation. It could be a stranger. It could be someone
Yeah.
on the television. It could be
Yeah.
whatever that may be.
So, you know, it's my belief in humanity states that there's always hope. You know, and, you know, just get back up and the inspiration will come. If you open our eyes from somewhere, you'll see it.
I like that.
Stand up again.
So, you know, you found that inspiration, you stood up again, and I guess that led you into your kind of connection with your need to, and your need and want to help other people. And I suppose social entrepreneurship is a real strong avenue for you moving forward, and it links back to that core kind of purpose.
It's actually a label that I kind of, or a term that I didn't realize was so intrinsic to the whole of the history of my life.
Okay.
I come from a family who very much believed that, you know, we help grassroots, believed in the grassroots, believed in helping each other, believed in supporting each other. My both parents were activists and humanitarians, and also aided and supported a lot of people, my father especially, with their careers and their businesses, and was a social mentor in the sense of an elder in the community in Pakistan, which is where the role of mentor, comes from, pre these labels that we've attached to them. So I didn't actually realize, I think it was a time when I recognized that throughout my life my mother had always worked alongside charities, always said, only bored people only boring people become bored because they're not doing something to help somebody. If you're bored, you should be helping someone else. She had all these philosophies that, rather than the first thing you do is help someone else before you help yourself. Then that gives you the right to help yourself. So it was a bringing together of the business skills that I'd learnt, accepting that these were very valid skills, a valid experience, but in what context can I allow them?
How can you now use them
Yes.
in a different way,
Absolutely.
in a more positive way, that's more congruent
Absolutely.
with your own
And
passions and purpose?
one of the issues which I know, you understand, a lot of very passionate, able people start projects that rely very much on funding. And because their funding stops, these amazing organizations that are filled with passionate people working at the grassroots end up closing overnight because of funding, because of financial situations. So it was accepting that, yes, my passion lies with helping people, but get realistic, girlfriend. These people, we need economic empowerment, we need finances.
Passion can only take you so far. You can actually be limited by passion
Absolutely.
sometimes.
So it's sort of, you've got this knowledge of how commercially to make money, but you don't like that aspect of it. So how can we turn it around? So it was sort of bringing, both aspects of my life in sort of synergy.
But
Came
giving it
together.
a focus and a real strong direction to
Absolutely.
take it somewhere.
Absolutely.
So where have you taken that? Where are you now on this journey of kind of real strong commercial acumen with this raw passion to help other people? Where are you taking
I'm
that
at a
now?
cusp. I'm at that, amazing point in your life where you actually give yourself permission to, afford yourself all those things that we mentor and we inspire other people with, and self-reflect. So I'm at that amazing point now where finally I've set up the project I want to work with. We're in the genesis stage. I say it's, a toddler. I'm still maybe birthing at the moment. Birthing this.
Absolutely.
That's my passion. That's the business that I've always wanted to start.
So tell me more. So what's the business? What's the name of the business? What is it that you're putting together?
The
And where do you want to take it?
Okay, the business is called the VA Project. I know first thing, what's that? VA is a word of Pakistani and Sanskrit origin, which means essentially wow, applause, credit, something, bravo.
How would you pronounce it? It's a
VA.
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 VA. V-A-H.
VA.
The VA. The VA.
I've learnt something today.
Like wow. If in the same way in England we say wow, in Southeast Asia we say VA.
VA.
So it's an affirmation of all positive affirmation.
That's nice. I like it. It's a great name. Great name.
Thank you.
So what does the VA?
Also underlying, my parents were named Vera and Ashraf.
Oh, very
So
nice.
it's
That's a
in
nice
my
personal
little
connection with
underground,
that then.
Vera and Ashraf at home. VA.
Nice.
Vera and Ashraf home.
Nice.
Because they've passed on. I believe they've gone home. So their address now is home.
That's really, really
ultimate
nice.
home. So it sort of adds that as well. Little personal story.
So what does
into
the
it.
VA do?
The VA at the moment is in its genesis stage, as I said. We're a social enterprise business primarily, but a commercial business as well. We're incorporated as a limited business. Basically, the VA project is a selling platform, global platform for artists, artisans, SME, small businesses, local businesses, grassroots businesses, to sell their products, advertise their wares, promote their business. We work alongside NGOs, non-profit businesses, CICs, and basically we empower people economically through finding their core skills, whether through what I believe are our treasures and our roots, our art, our artisan, our handicrafts, our food, our culture. So globally,
That's nice. So on a platform that helps people to really turn their life and their culture and put it in a place where they can use that to
Absolutely.
make themselves more economically
Absolutely.
viable.
And also, as a part of the project, we work alongside established social enterprises globally that are offering those services to small businesses. And it's my belief it's all about economic empowerment. As I said, the lack of funds is normally one of the main issues.
So bringing people together based on who they are, what they are,
absolutely,
and helping people to
that
experience that.
global diversity, cohesion, the
Nice.
globalization, and creating community hubs and art hubs, throughout the world where people can access both equipment, training, skills training, can access government help, can access support services to take, their empowerment further.
So a real connective platform that has physical grassroots connecting places.
We're brokering services
That's a
that
really
are
nice touch,
established
that is.
and are available
Yeah.
with a commercial marketplace and a global marketplace that's recognised under the social entrepreneurship, ethical trading, fair trade,
That's brilliant.
ethos. As you know, I'm of a Muslim faith, and our faith is very much based on guidelines of with regards to justice, jurisprudence, every aspect of our life. And we have large amounts of wisdom that we can resource with regards to ethical trading. Ethical trading is something that actually is intrinsic from time immemorial.
In culture,
but we've sort of coined it as a 20th.
But it's a standard practice.
Exactly, but it actually is the way it should have been done. So creating trading platforms that are ethical, that support local community, that provide economic empowerment, which is essentially what I believe can create social change in the world.
That's absolutely brilliant. Well, as we begin to kind of wrap up our time together, where do you see yourself going for the future? Where's the VAR project going? Where are you going? What does this look like for you?
The VAR project's limitless.
Yeah.
The VAR project will, fingers crossed, make a large impact in places where change is needed. Me, myself, I'll enjoy the whole journey. I'll release some creative skills. I've recently met some amazingly inspired people, and bringing together all these different projects and all these inspirational people globally onto what platform so we can change the world. So I'm planning on changing the world.
Changing the world is good. Changing the world
Just
is good.
small tasks.
Well, if all of us can do what we can in
Together.
our own little way, but do it together,
Absolutely.
that's where I think there's going to be fantastic change. And I think it needs people like yourself who've got that commercial, hard-edge business experience, who can bring that to people who may not have those experiences, but have the raw passion and the raw talent, and just need moulding and shaping, and just need the opportunity to kind of be able to feel the empowerment for themselves and be able to bring that out to themselves, and then get the right support to take it to the next level. I think we're living in a world where people forget that it's the people on the ground who build what we need to survive, through their love, their passions, their drive, their experiences. And sometimes we forget them. So, projects like yourself, people like yourself with that experience, we need more of you to come out there to say, you know what, let's not forget them. And in fact, there's so much more we can learn from them to enrich our lives, and we can help to enrich theirs in return.
Feelings mutual.
So, I wish you the greatest best of luck, and I look forward to seeing the VAR project all over the world and shaping lives, changing lives, and thank you for being with us this evening.
Don't worry, I'll be knocking your door as well.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thanks for your time, and I wish you a really good evening.
Thank you, Joel.
And my